Hi, I'm Chloe, and I was adopted as a baby from China. I grew up in a Christian household. I gave my life to Jesus when I was around 5, but I didn't really start developing my relationship with God personally until after we moved and I went into public school. In middle school, I got baptized, but in high school, I started to drift from God and replace Him with things of this world. For me, that was Korean pop music, and if I didn't have it in my ears, like listening to it, I'd feel really depressed. But one time I went up for prayer at Bethel, and Chris Swanbach, she made me promise not to do anything because I was getting a little passively suicidal. Towards the end of my senior year, it was getting super dark for me. And I went to one of Bethel's young adult worship nights. And we ended up singing this song called Stand in Your Love by Josh Baldwin. And I realized that I didn't really believe the lyrics at all. That really opened my eyes to the fact that I had lost faith in God. And then over the summer after I graduated, I ended up reading Romans. And when I got to chapter 2, I was really convicted because God was saying that people had exchanged the glory of God for images, idols. And ironically, in my obsession with K-pop, I had put up images of the K-pop artists on my wall as posters. I kept reading down that chapter, and I was genuinely shocked to rediscover that homosexuality is not God's design. And I had been dabbling in lesbianism, but because I knew God's heart for me, that He was not judging me, that He was loving me and waiting for me to come back to Him, that's why I was like, I'm sorry, God. And later, I had this dream where I was being delivered from those desires to go back, and I ended up levitating as my mom in the dream was praying for me. When I woke up, I had no desire whatsoever to continue being interested in K-pop and anime and any of that. This was what God was desiring for me, that I would humbly walk in love with Him, not legalism or anything like that. And because of everything that God has revealed to me, I want to rededicate my life to Him and publicly declare that I am His. I'm Chloe Rorsheim, and I'm ready to be baptized.